Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you with a fire in my heart and a message that has the power to change the course of your life. I want you to hear me loud and clear because this is not just another speech. This is a divine appointment with your destiny. There is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle you will ever face. There is something within you that is stronger than the storms of life, and that is the spirit of resilience, the spirit that refuses to surrender, the spirit that says, I will not quit until I see the fulfillment of my purpose. You were born with a seed of greatness inside you. You were created to make a difference, to leave a mark, to impact generations. But let me tell you something. Nothing great comes without opposition. The moment you decide to rise, challenges will come. The moment you choose to pursue your dreams, adversity will show up. The moment you say, I will fulfill my destiny, the enemy will try to break you. But hear me, today, giving up is not an option. So I don't know what you are going through right now. Maybe you have failed in business. Maybe you have experienced rejection. Maybe life has knocked you down so many times that you feel like you can't get back up. But listen to me. Failure is not the end. Setbacks are not final. Delay is not denial. The fact that you are still breathing means that your story is not over. Your best days are ahead of you. Your greatest achievements are still waiting for you to step into them. But you must make a decision today that no matter what comes your way, you will never give up. Let me take you back to the pages of history. Every great person who ever accomplished anything significant had moments when they wanted to quit. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb. Abraham Lincoln lost multiple elections before he became one of the greatest presidents of the United States. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison before he became the leader of a free South Africa. What if they had given up? What if they had surrendered to their pain? What if they had walked away from their purpose? The world would have been deprived of their greatness. And I want you to understand something. The world is waiting for you too. There is a gift inside you that this world needs. There is a talent within you that must be shared. There is a solution that only you can bring. But you will never see it if you give up. I have learned something powerful in my journey. Opposition is proof that you are on the right track. If you were not a threat to the enemy, he would not fight you. If you were not destined for greatness, life would not try to break you. But the very fact that you are facing challenges is evidence that you are carrying something valuable. And so instead of complaining about your struggles, use them as fuel to push forward. Turn your pain into power. Turn your setbacks into setups for a comeback. Turn your trials into testimonies that will inspire others. You see, the mind is the battlefield. The greatest fight you will ever face is not with other people. It is not with your circumstances. It is with your own thoughts. The enemy of your destiny is the voice in your head that tells you to quit. That voice that whispers, you are not good enough. You are not strong enough. You will never make it. But today, I want you to silence that voice. I want you to replace it with the truth. And the truth is, you are more than a conqueror. The truth is, you have been given everything you need to succeed. The truth is, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The truth is, you are unstoppable as long as you do not give up. Some of you have been sitting on dreams for years because of fear. Fear of failure, fear of what people will say, fear of stepping into the unknown. But let me tell you something. The graveyard is full of buried dreams. It is full of books that were never written, songs that were never sung, businesses that were never started, and potential that was never realized. Do not let your dreams die inside you. Do not let fear rob you of your destiny. Take a step of faith. Move forward even when you are afraid. Keep going even when you do not see the whole staircase. Just take the next step. I declare over you today that you will finish your race. You will complete your assignment. You will overcome every obstacle. You will rise above every challenge because the power to succeed is already inside you. You do not need permission from anyone to be great. You do not need validation from anyone to pursue your calling. Everything you need is within you. The only thing you must do is refuse to quit. So let this be the day that you draw a line in the sand and say, no more doubting myself, no more allowing fear to control me, no more giving up when things get tough. From this day forward, I will persevere. I will push through. I will endure until I see the manifestation of my dreams, because I was born for such a time as this, and I will not give up. Rise up, stand tall, keep pressing forward, and never, ever give up. You were born with purpose. Before you took your first breath, God had already placed a seed of greatness inside you. There is a reason you are here. There is an assignment with your name on it. Challenges will come, obstacles will rise, but quitting is not an option, because the very fact that you are alive means your mission is not complete. The enemy only fights what he fears. If life is throwing difficulties at you, it is because there is something powerful inside you that must be released. You cannot give up now. The world is waiting for your gift. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. No great person ever succeeded without facing adversity. Look at history. Every leader, every innovator, every world changer went through trials that could have made them quit, but they refused. They pushed forward. Joseph was betrayed and imprisoned before becoming a ruler. Nelson Mandela was locked behind bars for 27 years before leading his nation to freedom. If they had given up, their destiny would have died with them. What if your greatest breakthrough is just beyond the trial you are facing right now? Keep going, because your setback is preparing you for something greater. The race is not for the swift, but for the persistent. Life is not a sprint. It is a marathon. Success is not about how fast you start, but about how strong you finish. Many begin with passion, but only those who refuse to quit reach the finish line. The storms will come. The disappointments will try to shake you, but the secret to victory is endurance. Winners are not those who never fall. They are those who get back up every time. Stand firm, keep pushing. Do not allow temporary pain to make you forfeit eternal greatness. The race belongs to those who never give up. You were born with purpose, unlocking the power within you. Ladies and gentlemen, today is not just another day. It is a moment of divine alignment. It is an appointment with destiny. Today is the day you awaken to the truth that has been inside you since the moment you took your first breath. You were born with purpose. You were not an accident. You were not a mistake. You were intentionally designed for something great. And today we are going to awaken that greatness within you. Look at your hands. Look at your fingerprints. No one in the history of humanity has ever had the same ones as you. That is evidence that you are unique. That is proof that you carry something no one else carries. You are not a copy. You are an original masterpiece created by the hand of God himself. And he placed something inside you that this world desperately needs. You are here on purpose for purpose. Purpose is the reason for your existence. It is the answer to the question, why am I here? If you do not know why you were born, then life will become a journey of frustration instead of fulfillment. The tragedy of life is not death. The greatest tragedy is a life without purpose. Too many people wake up every day without direction, without passion, without a sense of meaning. They go through the motions but never tap into their true potential. They exist, but they do not live. But that will not be your story, because today you're going to understand why you were born. You see, everything in life has a purpose. The sun has a purpose. The rain has a purpose. The birds in the sky and the fish in the sea all serve a divine purpose. And if everything God created has a purpose, do you really think he would create you without one? Absolutely not. You were designed with intention. You were created with destiny inside you. And it is time to start living with that awareness. One of the biggest lies that people believe is that their past disqualifies them from their purpose. Maybe you have made mistakes. Maybe you have fallen. Maybe life has not been kind to you and you feel like you are too broken to be used. But let me tell you something. Your past does not define your purpose. Your mistakes do not cancel your destiny. In fact, everything you have been through is preparing you for what you were born to do. God takes broken pieces and makes them whole again. He takes messes and turns them into messages. He takes pain and transforms it into power. Do not allow your past to keep you from your purpose. Purpose is not something you create. It is something you discover. It is already inside you waiting to be unlocked. The key to discovering your purpose is to look within. What is it that excites you? What is it that ignites a fire in your soul? What is the problem that you feel deeply burdened to solve? Purpose is always connected to passion, and passion is a signpost pointing you toward your destiny. If you want to know why you were born, start by asking yourself what you cannot live without doing. Some of you have been chasing things that have nothing to do with your purpose. You've been running after money, running after approval, running after status, but still feeling empty. The reason is simple. True fulfillment only comes when you are living out your purpose. The cars, the houses, the titles will never satisfy your soul because you were made for more than material things. You were created to impact lives. You were designed to bring change. You were built to make a difference in this world. And until you step into that reality, nothing else will ever be enough. Purpose is the fuel that keeps you going when life gets tough. When you know why you were born, no storm, no challenge, no obstacle can stop you. Purpose gives you resilience. It gives you the strength to stand when everything around you is trying to make you fall. Look at the lives of great men and women throughout history. They all faced challenges, but what kept them going was purpose. Nelson Mandela endured 27 years in prison because he knew his purpose. Martin Luther King Jr. marched forward despite threats and opposition because he knew his purpose. Mother Teresa devoted her life to serving the poor because she knew her purpose. When you understand your purpose, quitting is not an option. You were not born to be ordinary. You were born to be extraordinary. You were not created to blend in. You were created to stand out. The world does not need another person who is just going through the motions. The world needs someone who is alive with purpose. Someone who wakes up every morning with a sense of mission. Someone who refuses to settle for mediocrity. Someone who is determined to make an impact. That someone is you. But here is the truth. Purpose is not automatic. It requires pursuit. It requires intentionality. It requires seeking and discovering. It requires action. It is not enough to know you have a purpose. You must walk in it. You must develop it. You must cultivate it. Purpose demands that you rise up and do something with the gift that is inside you. The graveyard is full of people who never lived out their purpose. Do not let that be your story. Do not take your gift to the grave. Use it while you are alive because the world is waiting for you. You must stop allowing fear to paralyze you. Fear is one of the greatest enemies of purpose. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. But hear me today, fear is a liar. Fear will keep you trapped in a life that is beneath your potential. Fear will make you hide when you were called to shine. You must break free from the chains of fear and step boldly into your purpose. Do not wait for everything to be perfect. Do not wait for all the answers to appear. Just take the first step and trust that God will guide you the rest of the way. Purpose is not about you alone. Purpose is about impact. It is about legacy. It is about leaving something behind that outlives you. When you live with purpose, you inspire others to do the same. When you walk in your calling, you give others permission to walk in theirs. Your purpose is not just for you. It is for the people you are called to serve. It is for the generation that will come after you. Your purpose is bigger than you, and that is why you must fulfill it. The time to start is now. No more excuses, no more delays, no more playing small. You were born with purpose. You were created for greatness. You carry something this world needs, and it is time to release it. Rise up, step into your destiny, walk boldly in the calling that is on your life. The world is waiting for you, and heaven is cheering you on. So go forth and live the life you were born to live. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Ladies and gentlemen, today is not just another day. This is not just another moment in time. This is a divine appointment with your destiny. You are not here by accident. You are not listening to this message by coincidence. This is a word that has the power to shift your life, to reposition your mind, and to ignite a fire in your soul. Because today we are going to expose a truth that will change how you see every challenge, every obstacle, and every difficulty in your life. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Life is full of ups and downs, victories and defeats, breakthroughs and breakdowns. And sometimes in the middle of the struggle, we begin to believe that our setbacks define us. We begin to think that failure is final. We start to question whether we will ever recover, whether we will ever rise again. But I came here today to tell you that what looks like a setback is actually a divine setup. What appears to be the end is only the beginning. God never allows a challenge to enter your life without already designing a way for you to overcome it. Some of the greatest victories in history were born out of adversity. Some of the greatest leaders were shaped in the fire of struggle. Some of the greatest testimonies came from the deepest pain. And if you would only shift your perspective today, you would begin to see that what you are going through right now is not meant to break you. It is meant to make you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what is ahead. Think about Joseph. He was betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. If anyone had a reason to give up, it was Joseph. If anyone had a reason to believe that his life was over, it was him. But Joseph understood that God was working behind the scenes. He understood that the prison was not his final destination. The pit was not his permanent address. He refused to let his setbacks define him. And because he held on to his faith, because he kept believing even when nothing made sense, God turned his story around in a single moment. One day he was in prison. The next day he was standing before Pharaoh as the second most powerful man in Egypt. That is the power of a comeback. You see, setbacks are nothing more than setups for a comeback. They are not designed to destroy you. They are designed to develop you. The very thing that was meant to take you out is the thing that will elevate you. The very problem that was meant to break you is the problem that will bless you. But you must refuse to quit. You must refuse to let failure have the final say. You must make up your mind that no matter what comes your way, you will rise again. Some of you have been through storms that have left you feeling broken. Some of you have faced betrayals that have left you wounded. Some of you have experienced losses that have shaken you to the core. But I am here to tell you that the fact that you are still here means that God is not finished with you yet. The fact that you are still breathing means that your story is not over. The fact that you are still standing means that your comeback is on the way. When you understand that every setback is a setup for a comeback, you begin to see challenges differently. You begin to see obstacles as opportunities. You begin to see difficulties as divine appointments. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, what is this preparing me for? Because every time you face opposition, every time you encounter hardship, every time life knocks you down, there is a lesson to be learned, there is strength to be gained, there is wisdom to be acquired, and when you come out on the other side, you will not just be restored, you will be better than before. Look at the life of Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison. But instead of letting that setback break him, he used that time to grow in wisdom, to strengthen his vision, to prepare for his comeback. And when he was finally released, he did not come out bitter. He did not come out defeated. He came out stronger than ever. He became the leader of a free South Africa. His setback became the platform for his greatest comeback. Look at Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb. But he did not see those failures as the end. He saw them as lessons. Every failure was another step towards success. Every setback was another opportunity to try again. And because he refused to give up, because he refused to let failure define him, he created something that changed the world. What about you? What if the thing you are facing right now is not meant to destroy you, but to elevate you? What if the pain you are experiencing is preparing you for your greatest breakthrough? What if the rejection, the failure, the delay is actually positioning you for something greater than you ever imagined? What if your greatest comeback is just on the other side of your perseverance? It is time to change your perspective. It is time to shift your mindset. Stop looking at your setbacks as signs that you should quit. Stop looking at your struggles as proof that you are not meant to succeed. Instead, see them as evidence that you are on the right path. The enemy does not attack people who are going nowhere. The enemy does not fight against those who have no purpose. The fact that you are facing opposition is proof that you are carrying something valuable. You were not created to stay down. You were not born to live in defeat. You were designed for victory. You were built to overcome. You have the power inside you to rise above every challenge, to conquer every obstacle, to walk in the fullness of your destiny. But you must make a decision today that no matter what comes your way, you will not give up. You will not surrender. You will not let the trials of life rob you of your purpose. Every great person you admire, every leader you respect, every champion you celebrate has a story of setbacks, but they also have a story of comebacks. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not talent. It is not luck. It is not resources. The difference is perseverance. The difference is the refusal to give up. The difference is the determination to keep moving forward no matter what. I do not know what you are going through today. I do not know what battles you are facing. I do not know what dreams have been delayed, what doors have been closed, what struggles have left you feeling weary. But I do know this. If you keep going, if you keep believing, if you keep pushing forward, your setback will become your testimony, your trial will become your triumph, your pain will become your power, and your comeback will be greater than anything you ever imagined. So stand tall, hold your head up high, shake off the doubt, wipe away the tears, get back in the fight. Refuse to let failure have the final word. Declare today that you will not be defeated. Declare today that you will rise again. Declare today that your best days are still ahead of you, because every setback is a setup for a comeback, and your comeback starts now. Success belongs to those who act now. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by asking you a question. What is the difference between those who succeed and those who only dream of success? What separates those who achieve great things from those who sit on the sidelines waiting for the perfect moment? I submit to you today that the key to all success lies in one simple truth. Success belongs to those who act now. The greatest tragedy in life is not failure but regret. It is not the mistakes you make, but the opportunities you never take. There are millions of people around the world who have brilliant ideas, powerful dreams, and remarkable potential, but they never see the light of success because they wait. They wait for the right time, the right opportunity, the right resources. They wait for everything to be perfect before they take the first step, and in doing so, they forfeit their destiny. Let me remind you of a powerful truth. Time waits for no one. The most valuable resource given to us by God is time. It is not money. It is not possessions. It is not even talent, because all these things can be recovered. But time, once lost, can never be regained. Success belongs to those who understand the urgency of time, those who recognize that every second wasted is a second lost forever. The most successful people in history were not the ones who had perfect conditions. They were the ones who acted despite imperfect conditions. Look at the lives of the great pioneers, inventors, leaders, and visionaries. They did not wait for the world to be ready. They did not sit down and wait for someone to hand them a guarantee of success. They stepped out in faith. They moved forward with determination. They acted when others hesitated. The world does not remember those who planned to act. It remembers those who actually did. Consider the story of David before he became king of Israel. He did not wait for approval before he fought Goliath. He did not sit on the sidelines calculating every possible outcome. No, he stepped forward when others were afraid. And because he acted when no one else would, he became a legend. The lesson here is clear. The giants in your life will not be defeated by hesitation, but by immediate action. My friends, too many people live their lives in a constant state of procrastination. They have ideas, but they never execute them. They have dreams, but they never pursue them. They say one day, but that day never comes. Let me tell you something. There is no such thing as the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. The perfect time is now. If you want to succeed in life, you must train yourself to act immediately on the ideas and visions that God has placed in your heart. The enemy of success is delay. Delay kills dreams. Delay suffocates potential. Delay steals opportunities. Some of you listening to me right now have been delaying for years. You have been sitting on a vision you know you are supposed to act on. You have been making excuses saying, I am not ready. I don't have enough money. I am waiting for the right opportunity. But let me ask you a question. When will you ever be ready? When will the conditions ever be perfect? If you keep waiting, you will wake up one day and realize that life has passed you by. The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes 11:04, whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. That means if you keep waiting for perfect conditions, you will never do anything. Stop watching the wind. Stop looking at the clouds. Stop waiting for everything to align and start planting your seeds now, because success belongs to those who act now. Many people look at successful individuals and think they were lucky, but let me tell you something. Success has nothing to do with luck. It has everything to do with action. The people who achieve greatness are those who take risks, step out in faith, and move forward even when they are uncertain. They take the first step before they see the full staircase. They do not wait for everything to be clear before they act, because they understand that clarity comes through movement, not stagnation. There is a powerful principle that I want you to understand today. Every great achievement begins with a decision. The decision to act, the decision to move, the decision to stop talking and start doing. The moment you decide to act, you activate the power of faith. Faith is not waiting for everything to be perfect. Faith is moving even when things are unclear. Faith is stepping out of the boat before you know if you can walk on water. I challenge you today to stop waiting for the right time and start acting now. If you have a business idea, start working on it now. If you have a book inside you, start writing it now. If you have a dream to travel, start planning now. If you want to improve your health, start exercising now. If you desire a closer relationship with God, start praying now. The power to change your life is in your hands, but it requires action, not hesitation. Do not be like the man who buried his talent because he was afraid. He thought he needed more time. He thought he needed better conditions. He thought he needed more resources, but in the end, he lost everything because he refused to act. Do not let fear rob you of your future. Do not let hesitation steal your destiny. Do not let excuses keep you from greatness. Success belongs to those who act now. As I close, let me leave you with this one powerful thought. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. The opportunities of life are passing by every single day. The people who change the world are not those who sit and wait. They are those who stand and move. So I ask you again, will you wait or will you act? Will you hesitate or will you move forward? Will you live with regret? Or will you seize the moment and create the future you desire? The choice is yours. But remember, success belongs to those who act now.